Looking splendid. It was a beautiful morning on the island of Sodor. Gordon and James dozed peacefully as they had their boilers warmed. Their paints were gleam in the early summer sun. Gordon was feeling particularly proud. You know, little James, I don't know what the Fat Controller would do without me. I am necessity to this sort of railway. Probably give me the express title for one thing, laughed James. At that time, Stafford was away at the works being mended, so the Fat Controller had brought Percy over to do the shunting. Today he had been working hard and was now covered in dust and grime. While he was at the water column, the big engines decided to tease him. But at least we don't look like that, muttered Gordon indignantly. It's a good thing he is stuck here, said James. What would the passengers say he was pulling coaches? How can the Fat Controller run an efficient railway with such a dirty engine? Go and have a bath for goodness sake. Gordon rolled away, laughing. Huh, it's not my fault. Someone has to shunt those trucks, and it's not going to be you, lazy wheels. Ha, retorted James. You're just jealous, and he puffed away, too. Later, Percy was shunting some trucks for an afternoon train. Thomas arrived with a train of milk tankers from the dairy. Percy was delighted to see his friend. Hello, Percy. It looks like you're working hard. How's everything going? Gordon and James are just being themselves as usual. All they do is boast about how important they are and how small I am. It gets annoying after a while. Thomas was heading back to his branch line. When he arrived at the big station, the signal was red, so he had to stop. The Fat Controller was standing on the platform. Hello, Thomas. Everything alright? I'm worried about Percy, sir. Those big engines are still teasing. They can never think of anyone but themselves. Quite right, Thomas, but that's just the way they are. But I suppose I'll have a word with Percy later. Thank you, sir. The signal showed clear, and Thomas puffed away. Then he had an idea. That afternoon, Percy was resting at the sheds when the Fat Controller came to see him. Ah, Percy, there you are. I have a special task for you. I'll be waiting for you at Knightford. I'll see you there in a few hours. Make sure you are clean before you leave. Percy was pleased. Yes, sir. I wonder what could be. Some workmen came to clean him. They scrubbed and polished everywhere they could. And before long, Percy's coat was spotless. He felt much more cheerful now. He whistled goodbye and went to the station. When he arrived, the Fat Controller was standing next to some gleaming coaches along the platform. Percy, as a reward for your hard work, I would like you to take this special train to Wellswood for the vicar's summer fete. Big or little, dirty or clean, a hard-working engine is a splendid engine. Oh, yes, sir, he said happily. He buffeted up to the coaches, and when the guard blew his whistle, waved his green flag, he rode proudly out of the station. Gordon and James were resting in the siding nearby. They glared angrily at Percy. Huh, what's he doing with those coaches? Groaned Gordon. Quite right, agreed James. That should be a job for a splendid engine, said a voice. Gordon and James jumped. The Fat Controller had appeared in front of them while they weren't looking. They glanced nervously at each other, struggling for something to say. Oh, well, sir, well, the thing is, enough you two. I told you this too many times already. If you don't learn to behave, then I too appreciate the smaller engines. I shall have you two scheduled for goods work, and goods work only. I will not tell you again, understand? Yes, sir, both engines said quietly. And with that, the fat controller strolled away, leaving the two pompous engines to consider their actions.